Hi everyone. So let's see, today I'm doing another 3-card spread, and you know what, I saved it for last, but I may have to change it. This is going to be March predictions. So I want to do March predictions. I'm using a new deck, and the deck it's called the Victorian Steampunk Tarot. It's really cool. Like, the backs of the cards look like this. It's kind of trippy. And they just have these beautiful artwork, and then they've got, it's like a mixture of metal and nature. I really like it. I'm also using a clarifying, confirming oracle card from the Naughty Tarot, so it should be fun. So I just pulled 3 cards for predictions. I'm trying to do things a little bit more simplified and shorter. You know, people's attention spans. I know not everybody has time to listen to something super long, so I'll do the best I can. Please take what resonates and leave the rest. So, March predictions. Here we go. First card up, we have the 7 of Dragonflies. This is the Cups, 7 of Cups. So, I really, really like this one. March is obviously changes. So, I'm going to rattle off everything that I get. So, dragonflies themselves are about transformation just as much as butterflies are. So dragonflies can be a spiritual symbol. So this is going to be a month of change for some of you. Maybe transformation within yourself. It could be personal growth. It could be within your life. Maybe there's going to be changes, whether that's job, relationship, home, you know, different place to live, location, whatever it may be. March is going to be different for some of you. Maybe you'll get something new will come in. All of those things, you may lose them, but you may gain something in return. So I don't see anything bad with this. The 7 of Dragonflies or Cups, you know, it can be emotional. This can be about choices too. So if you are going through all these changes, there may be decisions that have to be made. So if you realize that and I think this reading may come out like on March 1st, because I think that's when it's set for to come out on a Friday, maybe. Unless I change it, but you may already know what you're facing. Like, if you know that you're wanting to move out of your apartment, and you know that you have till the end of March, and you know that you've got a short amount of time to find someplace else, unless you already have, then it's just the headache of moving, like packing all the boxes and getting people to help you move furniture, and you're like, I need friends, but your friends are all old and their back hurts and they can't help you anymore. I paid people with pizza and beer once and it worked, but they were all younger and we were able to move easier than we were then. But hey, if you can hire the buff guys to like come load up for you and then move, then you're great. So I'm getting that. I'm also getting that for those of you that are everybody is psychic. Everybody's intuitive. We have that ability. For those of you that lean into it, I think that your dreams are really going to start to ramp up. I don't know about the rest of you, but I keep seeing that there could be a natural disaster on the horizon, whether that's a weather disaster or, I mean, it's natural either way. But I keep thinking like earthquake. We've had an earthquake here, but I've had 2 dreams now of bigger earthquakes happening here in Oklahoma, but it doesn't mean it can't happen somewhere else. Earthquakes happen every day, but this is going to be bigger. It's a little bit more violent in the shaking. So this could be something that it's definitely going to register on the Richter scale, but it may be something that's a 6 point or higher. I don't know. I just feel like it's going to be higher than a 5 for sure. And that really gets to shaking. The highest we've had here is 5.8. So I feel like it might be worse than that. It's got to be equal to or more than that. I also feel like we're going to have a wild spring and that there could be tornadoes across much of Tornado Alley. You know that this includes Kansas, Oklahoma, it includes Texas. You could be seeing tornadoes on the high plains of up there in Colorado, or I'm definitely worried about the people from Louisiana all the way to Georgia, you know. Anywhere in there. I think the hurricane season could be wild too. Like, it's just going to be... I just feel like something, even if it's quiet, it's too quiet. But for those of you that are very intuitive, if you start picking up on signals, like whether it's weather intuitive, nature intuitive, you start getting a feeling of that, I would love to hear your thoughts on that. Or if you are feeling like something big is going to happen too soon, whether you think it's a disaster or something more man-made. I'm just getting a feeling that something natural disaster could happen. We get these. I mean, every year you do get something, but I just feel like I'm picking up on something that could be here, but it could be picking up on somebody else, it happening in your area, whatever that may be. We've got fire weather here now because it's hot. It was like 80 something degrees. I think we broke the record temperature today here in Oklahoma. 80, windy, and it's fire weather watch. It's going to get worse tomorrow. It's going to be hot. And then we're going to drop down to where our wind chill is 18. And then maybe we won't have to worry about it as much. But until then, we have like fires could start very easily. But then next week we have a risk for tornadoes. I mean, I don't know until we get closer to it. Usually won't know what our chances are until about 48 hours out. So I'm kind of waiting to see. I don't really buy into much this early on, but earthquakes can happen anytime. Some people have felt earthquakes, and I know that other people are feeling earthquakes in other areas. I just don't know where exactly. So if you have experienced anything like this recently, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to know what's going on out there. I'm only in Oklahoma, so I try to keep up if I do see something that's happened, but I don't try to watch all the news and everything. I try not to watch too much stuff that just makes me worry. With anxiety and ADHD, it just makes your mind keep going. I try to avoid things that are going to really mess with my mind when I can. But I think your dreams are going to start kind of taking off too. You may have a lot of dreams. Hopefully you know the difference between you have a dream that you keep going somewhere, but you're always late, or your teeth fall out, or you end up naked somewhere. Most of those are just stress dreams, and you can differentiate those between the ones that may appear to be more spiritual in nature and psychic. So, but you could have either or. So you could be having tons of dreams lately. And then some of you might be daydreaming. You might be daydreaming of maybe taking a vacation, or daydreaming of meeting somebody, or having your dream home like I am. I'm daydreaming about that myself. So there's a lot here. There's going to be a lot of choices, and you might be contemplating, decisions on what to do next, or deciding, what, I want this. I'm going to set it as a goal, and I'm going to work towards the end of March, getting the ball rolling on this goal. And then you'll have made progress by the time you reach April. So hopefully that one will make sense to some of you. And then we have Justice. So we've got two major arcana. So March is going to be pretty important for most of you. And Justice, I'm just going to go that this is the Justice card. I'm going to go, what's the term? I lost the word. I'm going to, literal, there we go. I'm going to go literal with this, going, if any of you have any kind of court cases I don't like to comment on legal matters. I don't like to comment on health matters because, I'm not an expert in those things. I'm not law enforcement. I'm not a judge. I'm not a lawyer. I can't give you legal advice. But I am not a doctor. I cannot check you out physically, but I can't check you out mentally either. So you've got to go. You've got to find the professionals to help you. But what I can say is if you are dealing with something like that, this is the time that justice comes in. So I feel like maybe it's going to go in your favor. I mean, if you've had some kind of minor thing, or maybe you're just, this could be something as simple as divorce court. Maybe you finally get that divorce granted, or, maybe somebody kind of shorted you, or a bad contractor, or, I don't know if it's a custody case, but I feel like things are going to get worked out, where things either going to be in favor, or they're going to work out to where it's beneficial for both parties. That way you don't have people hating on each other. You don't have to feel like you're at odds. So I feel like some things are going to finally be taken care of. Karma's going to come in and balance everything out. Justice is served, and you're going to be happy, and you're like, thank goodness it's over. So that's going to be done there. There's an owl here. I don't know if somebody's into clocks or you like owls, but if owls, they represent wisdom. They represent something else too, but I'm blanking at the moment. But Owls are creatures of the nighttime, so very nocturnal. Depending on who you are, they could have significance to you. So if owls are important to you and you know why, that message is for you. There's also a book, knowledgeable. Let's see. Some of you may be studying, or maybe you decided to go back to school for March. I don't know what would be starting in March, but but it doesn't have to be, this doesn't have to be like 4-year college. There are 2-year colleges. There are, we'll call them Metro Tech or whatever. There's vocational technology schools that you can go to where you can do short-term and long-term programs. And the long-term programs could be a year, 2 years, and the short-term programs could be a matter of weeks. So maybe you decide that you just want to take one of those classes that they have. Like over near me, the Votech over here, a few miles away, has classes on like glass blowing. It has classes on cooking. Whether that's savory cooking or baking. They have seasonal stuff. They have stuff on reupholstering things, so you can learn how to do that. There's all kinds of stuff. So if maybe you end up getting sent back by your job, or you decide that, you've got some free time and you decide to take an evening class in something because you just want to learn a skill. So some of you are going back to school. You've definitely been thinking about it. So if you've been thinking about taking that class, take the class, I think. I see a finger pointing here, and what is that? Okay. Well, it's holding the scales, but I can't help but someone pointing a finger, and it looks like they're pointing at the sword. So, somebody might have been telling you that you're in your head too much. I just finished a reading on that, so you might want to go check the last reading that I did, which was either Monday or Wednesday. But if you're in your head too much and you're overthinking, someone might be trying to call you on it. If your friend or family member, they mean well, they're calling you on it because they don't want you to be sitting here mulling around with all this heaviness on you. They want you to just enjoy yourself, have fun, and not worry too much about what other people are thinking. Or don't worry too much if you screwed up. But I know that some of us are introverted and awkward, and we're like, oh my gosh, why did I say that thing 5 years ago? Some of us still think about those things. So don't feel bad about it. Try not to get too heavy in your head. But some of you, that finger pointing also makes me think that some of you, either you are in trouble or somebody else is in trouble, maybe with the law. Maybe it could be something as simple as, some small infraction, or, getting pulled over and having to pay a ticket, and you're like, no, I wasn't. You're arguing about it, and you could go to court. If the cop shows up, well, you're going to have to pay it. If they don't, well, they can get it dismissed, that kind of thing. I don't see it being anything major, unless some of you, for a few of you, know something, somebody who might be going to jail, or for something more serious, like if we're talking misdemeanor felony. I don't know. You tell me, I'm going to say, but there's something with the finger pointing, and it's like pointing into the future too. So somebody could end up having something go on in March, or you could be related to someone who ends up in trouble with the law. So keep an eye out for that. These are just predictions of things to come. So a lot of open possibilities. The owl may have significance for some of you too. So keep your eyes open. One night I was in the hot tub and I was relaxing. It was like beautiful night. It was clear. The moon's up. And this giant bird flies into the tree. There's no leaves or anything. And then it starts hooting. And I'm like, oh my gosh, a freaking owl. we don't see those. I mean, we have them here, but you don't see them in the suburban area that often. Once in a while, they'll come into a tree and they'll nest and stuff, but it's kind of rare because we just get the normal birds. We'll get the cardinals and the blackbirds and, the ringneck doves, things like that. But you don't often see an owl just fly up in your face like that. I tend to like owls. I love birds. Birds are very spiritually significant for me, so there could be a message for me in this. I'm looking over this one last time. So yeah, the scales, when I think of the sword and the scales, I think it's being, justice can sometimes be a balance of your head and your heart. If you are trying to make decisions in March, if those decisions are going to vastly change, like a job or your location for living or where you live or who you live with, you're going to have to weigh out the pros and cons of that. What does your heart want versus your head? If you can somehow align them together and make the decision, that's what you need to do. whatever this decision is, it's big, but I know you won't tread lightly on it, and you will make the right decision. So don't fret. Okay. So the last card we have, number 4, the Emperor. There's a lot going on in this card. Wow, I gotta look at this card closer. There's a shield in it. Huh. Okay. There's a statue. And it's a lot. You know, looking at this, the way it is, and I can't really tell what's in the background. It's a weird... I feel like somebody's doing some traveling. I feel like the weather's going to be great, and you want to do some traveling. There is some signs in here, whether they're planetary signs or zodiac signs. I'm definitely getting like the male sign in here. It doesn't have to mean, you can have Emperor energy and be a woman, just so you know. But either or. The way this is, I don't know what this cage, you might feel caged in. Yeah. So for March, if you're feeling like you're caged in and you want your freedom, you're like looking outside going, it's a beautiful day, it's blue skies, and look at the clouds are wonderful, and I think that's awesome. So I think that you should, well, I don't want to should anybody, but I feel like you're wanting to get out. You're wanting to break free of this cage. So break free. I may have said this in another one, but I think a lot of you are like, oh, springtime. March starts in late spring. So as the weather's getting warmer, you might want to get outside. You might want to go camping or hiking, or just take a walk. Walk the dog, whatever you want to do. But also, I feel like some of you might want to, while the weather's nice, go traveling, like a day trips, weekend trips somewhere. Take the girls with you, or, you know, your significant other, family. Even if it's just a few hours, like go somewhere. I feel like with it's a museum or something. Yeah, with the weird building in the background and this statue here, I feel like you're going to be looking at historical museums. There may be something with that where you get to go visit another city or something and check that out. And you get to stay in the hotel and just go out to eat and just make a really nice little weekend out of it. And it's going to recharge you. But I feel like your goal for March for a lot of you is like you want to get out more. You want to be more social. You want to be more active. The goal is to travel more, because I don't know about you guys, but I'm realizing at this age, like, I don't want to be home every day. I would like to get out once in a while, or at least it would be nice to take a short little trip, a day trip, or weekend trip, or an actual vacation, like once a month. You know, an actual vacation might be a little bit longer in between, but every few months would be nice to take a vacation, to go somewhere. And that cage up there, it's not always a cage. When I first saw it, it reminded me of a ship. So I feel like some people are taking a cruise. Somebody's wanting to take a cruise or go sailing. Maybe you live somewhere with a big lake and you can go sailing. You know, somebody with a yacht or a boat. Go fishing, something like that. I see people. The shield is up. So in terms of the shield with the Emperor, you know, he doesn't show a lot of emotions. I feel like if somebody's bothering you, some of you, you might be trying to shield yourself from something. You're trying to protect yourself from people that don't have your best interests. And I don't know if it's like a bullying situation, or you're realizing that somebody that you thought was a friend isn't a friend, or a family member that you just need to cut ties with, whatever it is. Maybe you need to break off a relationship because it's not healthy. It's toxic now. Yeah, do what you've got to do. Because whatever it is, it's getting to you big time. And as the Emperor, you know, you can only pretend so long like you don't have feelings, but you do. And it's breaking you down, and the shield. So I think this is telling you you need a better shield. Or you should, like, if you have to have a shield to be around somebody, then it's not working. You shouldn't have to have a shield or a weapon to protect yourself when you're supposedly around friends or family or somebody that is supposed to love you. So if this is the case, get away from them. So lots of predictions there of things that are happening in March. For your Oracle card, funny thing, number 36, shitty shield. Time for stronger protection. I love that. So yeah, I think that your shield is getting bogged down by poo. all the poo that people throw at you, the energetic poo that these people that you thought you loved, trusted, could have in your life, sometimes it's time to cut them out. March is going to get a lot lighter and brighter and beautiful for you if you walk away. Cut ties, walk away, and you know what? Find the people that you're meant to spend time with, and like the real friends, the true people in your life. Go take a vacation with them. Take a day trip, do something. When you get away, it's really going to refresh you, and you're going to feel so much better. Because your armor, this is getting heavy for you, and you're just tired of dealing with it. So it's just too much. So the stronger protection is needed. I mean, you've got your sword. I mean, look at that huge sword. That's kind of speaking of, with that, I get that you've tried to speak your truth. You've tried to speak and communicate like, hey, not cool, don't do that. If these people are disrespecting you, walk away. Because if you've made it clear, like, you know what, they don't make me feel good, they're not doing good, you spoke up about it and nothing's changed, nothing will ever change. So it's time to start withdrawing and cutting them all off and then move in your own direction. March will get a lot better for you. 36. Funny, 36 reduces to 9. 9 is the Hermit in regular tarot. And that makes sense because the Hermit will withdraw and you will have to go through, everyone has to go through a process. So process what you need to process. It's going to be like, if this is somebody you thought would be in your life forever and, like a friend or whatever, you're just like, you're still going to go through a process where you have to think about it. You got to analyze it and do all that stuff. So however you want to do that, do it. But it's going to be something that you have to make peace with. But once you make peace with it and you go away and you cut off all the dead weight and the energetic poo, all of that's washing away. Consider it like a spiritual shower, and you're going to be like, oh, I feel so much cleaner. I feel lighter. I feel better. You're not going to need all the armor and the sword and everything. You're going to be able to effectively communicate. People are going to respect you. The right people in your life are going to love you, support you, and respect you. And you're going to be just fine. And they will protect you too. They will have your back. So the Hermit will withdraw and you'll learn a lot about yourself. But there's a part of you that has to withdraw and kind of heal from the situation. But you're going to be just fine. Ultimately, it's what's best for you. So do what's best for you. And you know intuitively what you need to do. So I hope those predictions were helpful for March. I really hope everyone has a wonderful March and that lots of love and light, abundance, good things happen, great things. So, let me know how March is going for you in the comments. And until next time, guys. All right.